Today I want to talk about a huge oversight relating to the Blood of the Dead intro cutscene. And I know lately it seems like there's been a million different videos or posts on Reddit relating to these oversights being brought to light. And I mean, there's the Richtofen not having the blood vials, or maybe that's just oversight to me because I'm the only one who didn't notice that originally, or for everyone else you have Richtofen still having the summoning key still having Dempsey's, Takeo's, and even the Shadow Man souls inside of it, and not to mention everything with Nikolai. I mean, the summoning key doesn't have Nikolai's soul. I mean, there's just Nikolai in general. All the Nikolai stuff going on right now is just absolutely crazy, to say the very least. It's just been too much. I really wish I could add to it, and maybe that's what I'm going to be doing here. And now I'm going to be adding more to that. And how I'm going to do that is by saying this simple sentence: because Richtofen isn't the only Primis character to have blood vials from the Mob of the Dead characters. Now, how would I know that? Well, let's go back and look at the Call of Duty Zombies Comics issue 6. And on the page that I have on screen, which is just a few pages after Undead Richtofen or Ultimus Richtofen gets the blood vials from the Victus characters. But as you guys can see, this is where Ultimus Richtofen gives the Victus blood vials to Primis Richtofen. But the importance of this is that there are only 4 blood vials, one for each Victus character, that being Samuel Stullinger, Misty, Marlton, and Russman. And then on the next page we see Primis Richtofen travel to Alcatraz and grab not 2 but 4 blood vials from there. And of course after that he goes back in time and gives himself 2 of the 4 Mob of the Dead blood vials, and then of course that leaves us with 6 blood vials in total. 4 of them from the Victus characters and 2 still from the Mob of the Dead characters. And what happens to these last 6 blood vials? They were given to the last of the 3 Primis characters, of course that being Nikolai, Dempsey, and Takeo. And this would mean that one of these Primis characters has Mob of the Dead blood vials just like Richtofen. And that's not only huge, which this is huge on its own, but it's not only huge because of one of the other Primis characters having Mob of the Dead blood vials besides Richtofen. But this could have a huge effect, especially if you believe in a current theory that's been going around here. It may be some theory relating to Richtofen disappearing at the end of Revelations because the blood vials are no longer working because the cycle was broken inside Mob of the Dead, and this would mean that one of the other characters that also had the Blood of the Dead blood vials would also disappear, but that's not what we're talking about. But this would also raise 2 different questions. This would ask, whose blood vials did he grab from Alcatraz? Of course, I've assumed throughout this entire video it is still the Mob of the Dead characters' blood vials, which I think is a fair assumption. But then to stretch that even more, who from the Mob of the Dead characters are these blood vials from? Well, judging that Richtofen has blood vials from Cell and Finn, the only fair assumption that I can think of is that the other 2 blood vials collected from Alcatraz have to be from Billy and Elle. And if that's true, just wow, that's just crazy on its own. But the other question this begs is that which Primis character actually has Billy's and Elle's blood vials? Well, to me there's only one answer, and that is none other than Nikolai. And the reason I say that is because of the also known quote from L. Arlington, or the Weasel, whatever you want to call him, where he says,
Nikolai, 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 Nikolai. Why do I keep hearing that name?
And this could finally explain the connection between Elle and Nikolai. Just think about that. That's absolutely crazy that we can maybe find an explanation between Elle and Nikolai, because if Nikolai does have Elle's blood, then that would maybe explain why he hears the name Nikolai over and over again, and this would maybe also again explain why Nikolai inside Revelation also has a quote very similar to this where he says, Nikolai, Nikolai, why do I keep hearing that name? Well, of course, why didn't I think of that? It may explain why Nikolai is actually aware of why someone would keep hearing his name, because he knows he has the blood vials of Elle or something along those lines. But regardless, that's all I got for you guys today. Tell me what you guys think about this. What do you guys think about one of our Primis characters besides Richtofen also having Mob of the Dead characters' blood vials? And what do you think about the idea that the blood vials are belonging to the Weasel or L, whatever you want to call him, and of course Billy? And again, what do you guys think about the idea of Nikolai having those blood vials? I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. Tell me what you guys think about it. Go ahead, share this video, please, because I think that this is pretty big and it's something people have been overlooking for a while now, and I do think it should be brought to a lot of people's attention. But of course, that's about it for me. Again, tell me what you guys think about all the good stuff. But if you guys did enjoy the video, again, do all the normal YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, bell, share, and especially bell. But I'm gonna go, and I'll catch you guys in my next video or live stream.